Morning, Steve here in Chicago with the morning grain comments. So grain prices are lower overnight, sharply lower in the wheat and new crop corn and soybeans. I think there were two major changes over the weekend that caused prices to trade lower. Number one, there was better than expected rains across South Dakota, Iowa, and Illinois than the market had thought. Number two is the 2-week forecast for the U.S. Midwest looks mostly favorable with warm temps and steady showers. Over the next 7 days, the heaviest rains will be in the southern delta. So I think that the weather factor is a little bit negative today from what we were hoping for. And I think when we look at the fund positions, they are still close to a record long for this time of year. And so the market may be a little overbought. But the big thing this week is the USDA report. On May 12th, they're going to come out with revised 2021 U.S. and world supply and demand data and their first guess for 21-22 U.S. and world. And again, some people think, especially in corn, they should raise U.S. corn demand, they should raise China corn imports, and lower the Brazil corn crop. That would lower the carryout and provide a little bit more ammunition for the bulls to try to push corn prices higher. As far as soybeans are concerned, I still think that they'll probably leave the South American crops unchanged. China soybean imports unchanged. The only thing they could change is a higher U.S. soybean crush. Here again, that would probably drop the carryout below 120, which they feel is minimum pipeline. And we don't expect much changes in any of the U.S. or world wheat numbers. For 21 and 22, they can plug in a trend yield given the outlook acres and the recent March intentions and come up with a corn carryout below 1,300. Beans below 130 and wheat below 800. That should be positive considering that they're probably put in close to record yields for both corn and soybeans. Right now, farmers are planting, let's say, a good 60% of the corn crop, maybe 40% of the bean crop. That's ahead of normal. And it looks like favorable conditions over the next week to finish a lot of that planting. And so that kind of gives the USDA a little bit of leeward to put in a good yield, maybe a better yield than they had in their outlook conference. So that would kind of help things as far as the 21 and 22 carryouts. But still, we could see the lower Brazil corn crop forcing U.S. corn exports in 21, 22 higher. We would think that China will take the same amount of beans from us, maybe even a little more. And the soybean crush next year could be higher because of the increased demand for soybean oil for jet fuel. So all those things come together could eventually be positive. But all in all, the bottom line of where prices go after the USDA report will be the U.S. summer weather pattern. And again, some people think it will turn drier and warmer later this spring and early summer for the Western Corn Belt and Northern Plains. As always, these are my thoughts, not those of ADM Investor Services. Have a safe and profitable trading day, and remember, always treat people like you yourself would like to be treated.